everyone, welcome to a brand new series here on my channel where I wreck this journal with you guys, or you guys watch me wreck this journal anyway. And by wreck, I mean kind of make pretty while doing semi-wreckish things. I'll explain that more, but if you are here looking for me to actually rip this journal in half at some point or completely submerge it in water, I'm not going to be doing that in this series. I'm taking more of an artistic approach. If you haven't seen my most recent video, I posted an exploding box DIY. Today's a pretty exciting day because it's my birthday and I get to celebrate it with you guys. That sounded extra cheesy, but I really meant it. I'm really excited to post this video today. As a gift from me to you, I went to Barnes & Noble today and I purchased 3 brand new Wreck This journals. I have one like mine and then this duct tape one and a black one. So I'm going to be giving these away on my social media accounts, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. So you can go follow me on those and look for the photos on how to enter. If you're new to my channel, welcome. You can join the family by clicking the red subscribe button below, and also if you click the bell icon, then it'll notify you every single time I post a video, which is 2 times a week. Also, give this video a thumbs up, pretty please, for the birthday girl. I'm so lame, but that's all I really want, okay? Now, without further ado, let's wreck this journal! For any of you who aren't familiar with Wreck This Journal, it's basically an empty book that gives a bunch of prompts, so it'll tell you different activities that you can do, and it's things that will wreck the pages or just ways that you can decorate. And these methods make you think outside of the box. It's decorating by pouring coffee on your page or sticking fruit stickers all over. You'll see as we get into it. I'm flipping through the very first pages for you. There's a warning here, and then after the acknowledgements, I feel like this was written to me, dedicated to perfectionists. It should say Sarah underneath that. I have a problem, okay? I'm not going to fill this book out in order, so I didn't put my name or anything down yet, but as you see here on the instructions page, it doesn't really matter what order you go in. And for any of you who are super literal, please look at number 4 and study it very carefully. Instructions are open to interpretation. So that means I don't have to do every single thing that they say exactly how they say it, and that kind of ties into the experimentation as well. The first page I'm going to work on is actually towards the front of the book. It is the Stand Here page, and for this one I decided to make it pretty with colorful paint. I'm using a few different colors of acrylic paint and just squirting those into a paint palette, as you can see. And now I got my toes. They actually got a pedicure a couple weeks ago, which is very fortunate for me because they look nice and fresh, even though their toes. Feet are kind of eh. If you guys have never painted your toes before, well, first of all, I'm not very ticklish at all because I used to walk on blacktop with bare feet when I was younger in the summer. So I'm not really ticklish at all. So if you're ticklish, this might not be enjoyable for you. But I think painting on your toes, on the bottom of your feet, feels really cool. And no pun intended there, the paint is actually cool. So that's part of why it feels good. You can see I just painted different colors all over. I made every toe a different color. And then I just kind of put different splotches on my foot all the way back to the heel. And I repeated this on the other foot as well. Acrylic paint does dry within, I don't know, 10 minutes or less, so you might have to redo the first foot very quickly before you put both feet on the page. And it might be helpful to have someone at home with you who is bigger and or stronger so they can lift you and put you on the book, because I literally had Craig lift me and set me on top of the pages. Ready? wait, oh my god. Yes. Oh my god. Get the page. Woo! That's cool. I worked on a tarp and a garbage bag so I wouldn't get my carpet messy. And then I had wipes, baby wipes, sitting next to me so I could wipe off my feet after, but little did I know, I wasn't thinking, when the paint dries, wipes don't actually work, so you have to wash your feet, which I was going to do, but I wanted to get it off with a wipe first. Nope. At this point, Craig had went to the store because I told him I didn't need help anymore, so I shouldn't have done that. With some quick thinking, I decided to put paper towels under my feet and scoot myself throughout the entire house so I could get to the bathtub without flaking paint all over. Yes, this actually happened. It came off really easily with warm water and soap, by the way, and then the water was all rainbowy. Here's what the pages looked like after they dried, and I am extremely pleased with the way that this turned out. I think I'm off to a great start with this book. Seriously though, I am happy. I'm happy about this. The next page I'm going to do is the poke holes in this page using a pencil, which I open to interpretation. This one's exciting though. I am going to recreate the alphabet wall from Stranger Things. If any of you guys have seen the show, you know what I'm talking about. And you probably also know that they are making us wait until October 31st for the next season. Why? Anyway, I found a piece of scrapbook paper that is similar to the wallpaper in the show. It's not exact, but I think it'll work out. So what I did is I took the piece of scrapbook paper and put it underneath the page in the book so I could trace it and make it the exact same size. I used a pencil for this and a pair of scissors to trim it down. Then it fit inside really nicely, as you can see, and now I'm going to recreate the letters. I'm using acrylic paint for this in a very, very tiny paintbrush. I did a little bit of measuring so the 3 strings were about an equal distance apart from each other, and I also started at the very middle of the photo, so I did the middle letters first. I started at D and E, which is in the very exact middle. That really helped me to space them out evenly and make it look as close to the photo as I could. After I had all the letters painted on, and some of them have the cool drippy effect, I went in with a thin Sharpie marker and made the light strands. And after that I went in with more acrylic paint to do the little lights. If you do something like this, even if you don't put it in Wreck This Journal, because it would be kind of weird if we all did the exact same page in the exact same spot, I want these all to be different and creative and unique to you. But of course, if you want to draw inspiration, I am just telling you, if you do something similar and you're painting these lights on, make sure that they're dry before you move on to the next color, or that you're aware so you don't set your hand in it and smear it or anything, because I almost did that and ruined the entire thing. Once all the paint was completely dry, this is where I kind of twisted the instructions to fit my design. Initially, I was thinking to poke a little hole in each light, but it looks so pretty. I don't know if I want to do that anymore. I'm still kind of deciding, I guess. But I thought for now I would rip a hole in the wallpaper and then insert a creepy hand behind to represent the demogorgon, or the evil creepy monster in Stranger Things, for those of you who are not familiar. Here I'm tracing around the hole so I know where to color in. On the back I'm using a black chalk pastel and making a shadow, basically, the darkness to the upside down. I'm kind of smudging that out a little bit and then checking to see how it all looks on the page, and then I am gluing it down with Elmer's glue. And this kind of does like wreck the journal a little bit, because if you use Elmer's glue, which is kind of watery and takes a while to dry, it makes the page a little bit bumpy after it dries. So it's not a glue that I would use for a really good project, therefore I feel like, you know, it adds to the wreckage. Then I just attach the page and set something really heavy on top for a few hours to let it dry, and here is what it looks like. In the future, when I work on the Draw Fat and Thin Lines page, I may try to incorporate holes into the design and go back to the Stranger Things wall and like put the holes in, but right now I'm just gonna leave it how it is. The final page I'm working on in this video involves tape. I got my washi tape out, and the instructions say cover this page in tape. So I feel like there's so many different things you could do with this. I decided to create a pattern on the right side of the page by doing zigzags by using different colors of my tape. So here I have this black and white arrowy chevron one, and then I moved on to a thicker pink and also a very pretty mint green with gold swirls. And the final one that I used is a fairly see-through white and gold diamond-y pattern. At first I had thought that I was going to cover the entire page like this and just keep adding different colors for the zigzag, but then I figured that might be too boring and predictable, and I really like how this looks. So I didn't want to overkill it. I moved on to a different idea, which was to print off images of different types of tape. And by that I mean cassette tapes, VHS tapes, bubble tape, and even measuring tape. And there's an actual picture of duct tape on there too. These took me a long time to find, surprisingly. I did a lot of searching on Google Images, and I was searching for Tumblr stickers. I didn't find as many cassette tapes as I wanted to. So I was going to do just cassette tapes at first, but then I found all this other stuff and I had another idea. The bow is actually a measuring tape bow. That's kind of cool, I thought. And I was also going to put tongue tape on there, which is a really old candy, but there were only a couple pictures and they were not aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. So I just left that one out. I cut them all out very, very carefully and attached them with tacky glue. It actually took me so long to decide how to arrange them on the page also. I switched them around probably a dozen times or more. I finally decided on this and I'm pretty happy with it. Also, for both this page and the Stranger Things, I'm going to add a coverall probably to the left-hand side because there's a blank page there. I want everything to be as covered and drawn on as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and also check out the links in the description box so you can enter to win a Wreck This journal of your own. I think it will be really cool if, you know, we work on this kind of together and post pictures and share those with each other and everything. It'll be fun. Also, while I was at Barnes & Noble, I saw My Life as Ava's book and I had to pick it up. I am really excited to read this. It looks good and I've been watching Ava for quite a few years. I always try to pick up my fellow YouTubers' books and support them, you know. Hopefully I wrecked this enough for your liking. I know there's gonna be some people, because I've read comments in Wreck This Journal videos, and girl, oh my gosh, people are brutal. They're like, this is called Wreck This Journal, not Make It Pretty. This is what I say to that. But let me know what you guys think. Maybe I could get an entirely separate Wreck This journal to actually make look ugly. I mean, maybe that would be a thing. Make this journal as ugly as possible. I hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Thank you for coming to celebrate with me on my birthday. I am so glad that you guys are here with me. I'll see you back here on Friday for a DIY. Bye!